This is KCAL News, Los Angeles.
Welcome to KCAL News here at 11 on CBS and streaming at CBS News Los Angeles. I'm Jasmine Veal. We do start off here with some breaking news this morning. The LAPD bomb squad is at the scene of a suspicious package investigation. Let's go over to our assignment manager, Mark Liu, live at the desk now with details on this one. Mark.
Yeah, Jazz, the LAPD bomb squad's been on station for about 3.5 to 4 hours, but the suspicious package investigation may have just come to an end. Sky Cow was just overhead this neighborhood in Sherman Oaks. Let me show you some video. This is Sandsbury and Greenleaf. It's a small street right by Hazeltine and Ventura Boulevard in Sherman Oaks. Now, just after 7 this morning, there was a 911 call to LAPD that there was some kind of a suspicious package in the grass or bushes outside of a home here. Now, there's very large homes. The bomb squad was deployed, and you can see that bomb robot. Sky Cow had gotten overhead. That bomb robot had just finished investigating that package, and we caught this remarkable video with Sky Cow. That, we believe, is an LAPD bomb technician. We saw that man without wearing any protective gear, really, except his vest, walk right up to that suspicious package and begin taking it apart with his bare hands. I'll tell you, Jazz, I'm always impressed with the bravery and the dedication and professionalism of the LAPD bomb squad techs, because it takes a lot of bravery to do this, but they were very confident that whatever was in that device was not explosive after the bomb squad robot looked at it. And you can see he just has a knife and he's taking it apart. It looks like it may have just ended up some kind of a battery pack, but whatever it was, it certainly was not dangerous, and that bomb squad tech was able to take it apart. He then walked it over to his partner, and it looks like the scene is now breaking down and clearing. So there were no evacuations in this neighborhood in Sherman Oaks and no injuries either, and it looks like the suspicious package investigation now coming to an end. That is the very latest here from the desk. I'll send it back to you.
Yeah, day in the life. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
Good thing they know what they're doing. I'm very impressed as well. All right, Mark, thanks so much. An investigation is underway in Monrovia. This after a man was shot and killed. This happened last night in the 700 block of West Duarte Road. Detectives say there was some sort of argument between 3 men, 2 of them possibly transients, and a man who lived at the home where this argument happened. So that man was shot in the neck and taken to the hospital where he died. Sheriff's detectives say one of the 2 other men was shot in the leg and is now recovering in the hospital. The other man was detained as a person of interest. We do know that there was a party going on at the home at the time of this argument, but still no word on what may have prompted the shooting. Well, jury selection is underway in Hunter Biden's federal trial in Delaware. The president's son is accused of lying on a federal form about his drug use while purchasing a firearm. Hunter Biden's attorneys plan to try to make the case that their client had undergone rehab and did not consider himself a drug addict at the time that he bought the gun. But prosecutors are planning to call his ex-wife, as well as Hallie Biden, Hunter's romantic partner at the time, and widow of his brother Beau, as a witness.
That testimony from his closest family and friends is going to be used against him as a basis for putting him in prison. So regardless of how this comes out, even if he's acquitted, this is not going to be a pleasant experience, to say the least.
So the trial is expected to last about 2 weeks. If convicted, Hunter Biden faces up to 25 years in prison and fines of up to $750,000. A hearing is set for today on Rebecca Grossman's motion for a new trial. Now, she was convicted in February of second-degree murder for hitting and killing 2 young brothers in a Westlake Village crosswalk in 2020. After the conviction, she hired a new attorney to represent her in a bid for a new trial. Her attorneys say that there are several reasons why her case should be heard by a new jury. If there's no new trial, her sentencing is set for June 10th. Mexico's projected presidential winner, Claudia Sheinbaum, will become the first female president in the country's 200-year history. This morning, Mexico's electoral authority is reporting a potential landslide victory for Sheinbaum. She says that her focus is on economic equality. Sheinbaum is a climate scientist and the former mayor of Mexico City. Born into a Jewish family, she'll be the first Jewish president in a country that is home to the second largest Roman Catholic population in the world. Voters here in Southern California tell us that they are ready for the change.
I think the change. This is a process.